Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tips and Tools for Recovery That Works. On today's episode, we're going to discuss value and goal setting exercises. They're an important part of recovery because now that you've left behind your addictive substance or problematic behavior of choice, you probably have a lot of free time to fill. And hopefully you have a renewed self-confidence in your ability to pursue and achieve goals that were out of reach before. What goals? Well, before determining goals, take a step back and think about what you truly value in life, your core values. If you want to deep dive into the role that values play in the Smart Recovery universe, watch our previous Tips and Tools episode about the Hierarchy of Values tool, or HOV. So, to start the exercise, list your core values and rank each one on a scale of 1 to 10 from least to most important. Maybe it's focusing on family, working towards better health, perhaps continuing your education, working to improve your relationship with a spouse, or deepening your friendships. Now, look at the values that got the highest scores. Based on the results, now you can create definable, attainable, and reasonable goals that are reflective of those values. So let's say one of your top values is your family. A great goal might be to set aside a predetermined and generous amount of time to play with your younger kids, or set a goal to call your own parents once a week. Next might be your relationship with a spouse or significant other. A goal might be to sign up for activities you can do together, like, ballroom dancing or cooking classes. Another goal might be to set aside 2 hours without the phone every night to just talk. The value of deep and meaningful friendships in recovery can't be overemphasized. A goal might be to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to for a while, shoot the breeze, catch up, or make a plan to grab lunch sometime. Health is another very important value because chances are the habits you left behind were probably unhealthy. A good goal might be to join a gym, take up weightlifting, learn yoga, or maybe even the simpler goal of walking to the corner store instead of driving, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. So now that you have some goals listed out, the next step is to apply SMART, which by way of acronym breaks down to whether your goals are specific, measurable, agreeable, realistic, and time-bound. Be a better friend is a great goal, but a more specific goal would be to pick up the phone and call a different friend each week to reconnect and maybe make those lunch plans. Whether a goal is measurable means that you have an empirical way to measure the attainment of the goal itself. Getting healthier is great, but hitting the gym 4 days a week is more measurable. Is a goal agreeable? Don't take ballroom dancing lessons with your spouse if you hate dancing. Choose another way of reconnecting, maybe long walks on the beach, stargazing, or Scrabble. Becoming an astronaut overnight is probably not realistic, but taking pilot lessons or learning how to skydive is. The goal of running a full marathon next year is more realistic than running one next week. One of the mistakes that many people make is to set too many goals or goals that have scant chance of being attained. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but remember that your failure to achieve certain lofty goals in a reasonable time, or not at all, may lead to frustration. And for many people, frustration can be a major trigger. Remember the old sayings, Rome wasn't built in a day, and a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And lastly, is the goal time-bound? As in, have you set a reasonable and specific timeline for achieving that goal? Firm deadlines may seem scary or off-putting to some people, but believe me, they can be a powerful ally when it comes to goal attainment. Now take the next step and formalize the execution of your goals. Create a goal grid. List out one of your core values, and below that, the goal that is reflective of that value. Use these checkboxes to see if the goal is specific, measurable, agreeable, realistic, and time-bound. And then write down the tasks you will have to undertake to achieve that goal. The result is a great to-do list. And who doesn't love a good to-do list? And hey, if you can't achieve any of your goals for any reason, don't feel defeated. Just modify or change your goals. At Smart Recovery, we often cite the 3 Ps: patience, practice, and persistence. But we should also add planning, because successful goal attainment is all about planning. So, just like in our previous episode about the 5 steps of problem solving, the simple act of planning your goals, of writing them all down on paper, makes it easier to stay on track and attain them. By attaining those goals, you honor and reinforce the core values that matter most in your life. And by living your core values every day, successful recovery follows. Hey, I hope these Smart Recovery exercises really help. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for next episode of Smart Recovery's tips and tools for recovery that works.
At Smart Recovery, we love producing recovery-related video content that entertains, motivates, and inspires anyone. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you click on the bell icon to be the first to know when we post new videos.